Todos, I'm Soumya, your profe de español con sabor y churros. Today we'll be learning something very important and essential for all the Spanish conversations, and that is introducing ourselves in Spanish. So buckle up, because by the end of this video you would know how to ask somebody's name in Spanish, formally or informally, and how we can respond to this question when somebody asks us for our names. And start speaking Spanish from the very first minute of it. Vamos. So let's begin with the easiest and the very first step that we should be knowing, that is the subject pronouns. Los sujetos personales o los pronombres personales. So do we know the subject pronouns in Spanish? Well, if the answer is yes, perfect. If the answer is no, then also it's all right, because I'm here to help you and to guide you throughout. So to start with, what is I in Spanish? I is yo. What is it? Yo. Then what is you? You is tú. What is it? Tú. Now you need to know here, like in English, we have just one you that we address for formal and for informal both, right? But in Spanish, it's not the same. It is different for informal and for formal conversation. So if I'm saying informally, that goes as tú, and if I'm saying it formally, then it goes as usted. What is it? Usted. Perfect. Moving on, then we have he. He is what? L. He is L. She is ella, E-double-L-A. It is not ella, guys. Make sure that we pronounce it right. What is it? Ella. And then we have usted. That was formal you. Alright. So we are putting L, ella and usted in the one queue, in the one row. I'll tell you later why do we do that way. Why can't we put it with two in the second place? Don't worry about that. Right now, just follow instructions. The first one was yo, that was I. Second one was tú, that's informal you. And then we have él, that's he. Ella, that's she. And then usted, that was formal you. So we have we all first. We is what? Nosotros and nosotras. Nosotros for all the masculine group, nosotras for all the feminine group. All right. Now your question would be, Professora, what happens if it's a mixed group? Then what do we do? So you need to always remember, even if there is one male person in the room, the entire group will be considered as masculine group. All right. So for instance, if it's a group of 10 people and out of 10, 9 are girls, one is still a masculine person, we would consider entire group as masculine. All right. So that group would be considered as what? Nosotros. I hope clear. Moving on, what is you all informal? You all informal is vosotros and vosotras. So same logic applies here as well. So for instance, if it's for masculine group, it's gonna be what? It's gonna be vosotros. And if it's for feminine group, it would be vosotras. But if it's a mixed group, it's gonna be what? Are vosotros. Moving on, and the last thing is they. So we have ellos, E-double-L-O-S, ellos, that's for masculine group, but for they, ellas, again, feminine group for they, and then plural of usted, that was you, but formal, that comes as ustedes, that is you all formal. Alright, a quick recap of it. Yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, nosotras, vosotros, vosotras, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Moving forward, let's just quickly begin with the very basic and common way to introduce ourselves. So that is with the verb llamarse. So if I need to say, for instance, my name is, in my case, Soumya, I would just simply use yo me llamo and my name. So simply me llamo Soumya. Correct? That's how you can do for your name as well. So me llamo Daniel. Me llamo Isabella. Whatever your name is, just combine that with me llamo. Now your question would be, Professor, what does me llamo exactly mean? Does it mean my name is? Well, to answer that, I would just simply say llamarse is the verb here, which is to be called. So in Spanish, you're not literally saying right now, my name is Soumya. Saying I am called as Soumya. Does it make sense? So it might be confusing right now. You don't need to worry. All you need to know is how would you say that? Me llamo, and you put your name next to it. That is it. So it is different for each and every subject. All right. For the first person, it is like yo me llamo and your name to it. But for third person, for instance, if I take, and for second person as well, like your name is this, and I would not say then me llamo over there. All right, because tu is different, correct? Then he, she, and formal you is different, right? These are different subjects. Then for we, it will be different. So I'll be telling you, like in the future, like how it works, how do we conjugate. Right now, I'm gonna quickly tell you just simply basic way how you can say that for like your name is this, his or her name is this. I'll tell you right now in the blink of an eye, but currently we can't go deeper into the logic behind the conjugations and how we conjugate. Okay, so let's suppose if you're saying your name is this, you would say te llamas Daniel, for instance. Okay, what it's gonna be? Te llamas Daniel. It is not a question, it is just a sentence here, affirmative sentence, that is like is this. Okay, moving forward, for he, she, and formal you'll be using the same conjugation, same phrase, that is se llama Daniel, for instance. Se llama Daniel. Okay, his name is Daniel, se llama Daniel. Then her name is Daniel, her name is Isabella. Then for that it would be ella se llama Isabella. Your name is Daniel, formally would be usted se llama Daniel. I hope that makes sense. Now we have nosotros, that's like we all. Now let's suppose if I'm saying our group name is mariachis. How would I say that? I would say nos llamamos. What is it? Nos llamamos mariachis. Perfect? That's how it is. That's how the conjugation goes. Then if it's for vosotros, that's like you all. Informally, you would say os llamáis mariachis. So your group, for instance, name is like you are called as mariachis. Okay, os llamáis mariachis. Then moving on to they. Let's suppose if it's for they, ellos, ellas, ustedes, that's like formal you all. Same rule you will follow over there as well. The way we did for el, ella, usted. Same conjugation will be there for this as well. But it's gonna be se llaman this time. What is it? Se llaman. Alright. So ellos se llaman mariachis. So they are called as mariachis, or their name is mariachis. Similarly, ellas se llaman dash. You put the name there. And ustedes se llaman, again, the same thing, you put the name there. That's how the verb llamarse works. So, llamarse is the version the native people use the most. However, another super useful option would be using the verb ser, alright? The verb ser, alright? Now, what does ser mean? Ser is to be, and that is amar, and the conjugation for this is much more simpler. If you're saying, I am Soumya, for instance, in my case, so that would be yo soy Soumya. What was I? That was you, correct? Yo soy Soumya. What is for tú? Tú was you, if you guys remember it. Tú eres, and your name there. Tú eres, your name. So tú eres Daniel. You are Daniel. Moving on. El, ella, usted. For that, it is S. What is it? S. So, el es Daniel. He is Daniel. Similarly, ella es Isabella. She is Isabella. Usted es Daniel. Formal you here. You are Daniel, but formally. Then, moving on. Nosotros, nosotras is somos. That goes as we are, whatever, dash. We are, and our name. So for instance, we are, so nosotros somos Soumya y Daniel, for instance. Then vosotros is sois. If I'm saying you all are, informally I would say vosotros sois Daniel y Isabella. So you are, you both are, you all are basically Daniel and Isabella. Last one, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Again, we are putting them in the same line, and that is what? They all or you all formal, that is son, S-O-N. Son is the conjugation here. How can we say they are dash? So, ellos son Daniel y Isabella. Then, ellas son Raquel y Isabella, for instance. And the last one, ustedes, same thing, you all are, but formally that would be ustedes son Daniel y Isabella. I'm putting the conjugation of the same verb, of the verb ser, here. Quickly have a look at it. Alright, moving on. Now, how can we ask somebody's name in Spanish? So, do you guys remember we have just learned in the very first section the verb llamarse, correct? Now, if I'm saying what is your name in Spanish, majorly you say how do you call yourself? Honestly, if I just simply use the verb llamarse over here, okay? So, the formation would be Cómo, and then the verb llamarse you conjugate depending on the person you are asking this question to. For instance, if you go back to the cheat sheet of the verb llamarse that I have added over here, and then if you quickly look at it, what is for tú? So that is te llamas, correct? Te llamas, whatever. Now the question form would be, you will be putting cómo. Cómo is basically how, but in this sense it can be translated to what as well if you're saying what is your name. But it says like how do you call yourself, as I said. So we'll put cómo there, and the conjugation you wrote just for tú. What was it? Te llamas. So how will you say it? What's the right question? That would be ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? That's like, what is your name? Okay, and if it's simply for like what's his name or what's her name, then what it's gonna be, ¿Cómo se llama él? ¿Cómo se llama él? Or ¿Cómo se llama ella? Or if it's for formal you, ¿Cómo se llama usted? Make sure we do that. ¿Cómo se llama usted? I hope that makes sense. So if you want to be polite, respectful, or if you're meeting strangers and if you really want to give that respect to them, you can simply say the formal version of it. Else, if they're your friends and you're meeting them even after a long time, but if you share that, the informal relation with them, you can just simply use tú over there. Okay, so we just use the verb llamarse to ask question as well, to ask the name of the other person. Now your question would be, Professora, can we use the verb ser for the same as well? Well, answer is yes, absolutely. But how we can do it then? We have to change the formation there. We can't go with como again, because como is basically como is stating that how do you call yourself? But if you want word by word translation of what is your name, you have to follow this structure. ¿Cuál es tu nombre? Informally, just when you're asking to one person, that's like you, informal. So what is your name? ¿Cuál es tu nombre? Alright, and if it's formal, you would go with ¿Cuál es su nombre? If it's formal you, okay? ¿Cuál es su nombre? So if you have seen over here, the differences of tu and su in the same question, that is all. And guys, one more thing. This tu doesn't have that accent, that tilde over you. This tu is your, and the other tu that we learnt was you. So remember that bit as well. Now, we have it for his, her, our, yours, whatnot, but that we'll keep for the next class. Till then, just practice whatever we have learned today and try framing sentences using different word formations. I'll see you in the next class.